Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you, and let's get right on into it. All right, let's pull up that screen. All right, Ilus confirming a share lockup offering to shareholders, and George has taken the gloves off, and we're going to get into Ilus and talk about all that. But before I do that, I do want to let you know I'm going to be doing another show today. I've never done this before, but I've been working on trying to do shows that are a little bit past investing and things that interest me quite a bit, whether it be pop culture or even politics for that matter. But understand on this one, this is not going to be a Biden bashing type of video or anything. This is simply what I think he should do about inflation and what I would do if I was president. So I'm going to cover that. So if you're interested in that, I'll attach that to the end of this video. If you don't and you're not interested, that's okay. That's up to you. But anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing next. But if you do want to see it, I got one thing to say to you. Come on, man. All right. So anyway, Ilus, it says here, we can confirm our plans to proceed with a share lockup offering at the most appropriate time in order to maximize the uptake of the offering. It will be rolled out following official announcements regarding short-term plans for the business. So that's pretty interesting. So obviously what they want to do is get their share count down by getting some folks some sort of a good offer to put their shares into preferred category. And obviously right here you can see their outstanding shares of 1.27 billion shares with authorized shares of 2 billion. They obviously want to get this down to as close to 1 billion as possible. And they're probably going to offer some sort of nice interest rate or some sort of conversion rate to get those shares moved into preferred, I would think, and try to get this thing down to 1. That's going to help their stock price and their market cap. And a higher stock price would help them uplist. They're on the verge of going into the OTCQB. Once their auditing's done, is my understanding they're going to be listing to that right after the audit. And George Sharp has continued his battle with, I believe it's Brett Rosen. We didn't know who he was until about a week ago, but he's been on Discord, and he also did an interview with Alpha Status Stocks, and George was not too impressed with that interview. I thought it was fine. They asked him the questions, and he answered them. George was not happy with those answers. George is, like I call him a double-edged sword. Look, you know, I hate giving him credit given how bombastic he's been about this and the way he's gone about it. But the truth is, we got the outstanding shares number, which we'd been wanting for a long time. Now, granted, it might have been a coincidence, but it came a couple of days after he started attacking. And we've gotten a lot of information this week that we didn't have, and it's been real useful. You know, we found out that Brett Rosen actually replaced the debt they had with GPL that was really upsetting Nick Link, and he took over that debt. Now, that's in some way upset George Sharp, but GPL was really the big issue, and Nick Link was pretty pleased with being able to remove that from GPL and having Brett Rosen's company take that over. So, you know, like I said, whereas Nick was happy about it, George is not. Now, George, my understanding, has nothing to do with Ilus, but he's really kind of ripping them. And like I said, he likes to block people, and supposedly he's bought a horse that he named Blocked, or Block. So that shouldn't surprise you. And he basically, if you disagree with him, he's going to block the crap out of you. And here he is all down through here wearing out Ilus, and mainly Brett Rosen's the guy he's upset with. I'm not going to go through and read all this. You can do it yourself if you want to, but I'm not going to do that. But needless to say, there's a lot of bad blood between George Sharp and Brett Rosen, and they've been going at it. And Ilus is also somewhat involved in that, but it almost seems like it's kind of a one-on-one where he's trying to, you know, get on Brett Rosen for issues and then also go after Ilus. But it's been kind of like this.
What is keeping him up, Bill? I don't know.
Down, stay down.
Followed.
Come here, man. You don't want to do it. Come here.
Yeah, it's been pretty rough, to say the least. Let's take a look at Ilus's stock right now. And as you can see, it's sitting right on that support, sitting right at 10 cents. And it's been sort of floating between 10 and 12, sitting at 10 today. And like I said, it hadn't had a huge effect on the stock, but it also hadn't gone up either. And that's even with the Wikisoft. And let's take a look at Wikisoft. All right, as you can see, it's run up and it's sitting at 36. It ran all the way up to 40. It's pulled back today. It's down about 6%, but look where it started. Like I said, it ran way up, then came back down, and then it ran way back up. So it's been pretty interesting to watch this one. And Wikisoft is going to be underneath ERT, which is Emergency Response Technologies. And Wikisoft is in the process of buying a $100 million revenue company, which I believe they'll be uplisting as the plan. Now, this is pretty complicated, and I don't understand exactly how they're going to handle the first of all, the financing, but more than anything, the accounting of it. They're going to do, I assume, something called consolidated accounting. Like I said, I've owned a couple of businesses, but never an umbrella company or a conglomeration, you know, with an umbrella company. So, like I said, I'll be very interested to see how they handle all that as far as showing where the revenue goes, because obviously it's going to be on Ilus's balance sheet, but how do you treat the revenue? All right, and I'm super interested in finding out about what kind of offering there'll be to the shareholders to move over to preferred as opposed to being common shares. That's going to be super interesting. I'll be covering the crap out of that. And George is, like I said, he's still battling. And like I said, don't let him upset you too much. Like I've kind of said, he's kind of doing us a favor, getting us a lot of information that we didn't have. I don't like the way he's doing it, and I know a lot of y'all are really upset and mad at him and all that, and I get it. I really do. Try not to let it get to you too much. Like I said, this is the OTC. Understand something. If you're in the OTC, this is the life right here. This is the way it's going to be. It's always going to be tough. It's always going to be very crazy. Okay. It just is. The stocks go up and down, and I mean, they go crazy sometimes. And a lot of your companies that you invest in are probably going to get attacked from time to time, sometimes rightfully so, and sometimes not. You know, it just depends on what the situation is. But I always use the 10% rule. I've told you that many, many times. I never put more money in an OTC stock that would ever push me above 10% of my portfolio, and that's all OTC stocks combined, not just one. I don't go all in on one at 10%. So, you know, it's the safe way. That way you'll sleep at night and you won't get too worried or upset when something like this happens. You know, George Sharp's doing George Sharp things, what he does. So, you know, like I say, try not to let it upset you too much. If you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Lets me know to continue to cover Ilus. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I'd certainly appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Maybe you'll watch my President Biden video. Like I said, I'm going to see if we can do something about inflation. Don't hold your breath, though.